In this new podcasting space, ads are being sold which are illegal, and many individuals on the right are reading pharmaceutical ads, and they're reading ads for finance without looking into federal law. After we wrapped up the Culture War podcast this morning, I was talking to Del and Dr. Malone, and I mentioned this. I said, we've had companies pitch to us. I don't want to name the companies, so if you guys know what I'm talking about here, I don't want to drag anybody or get into any litigation, but there are people right now in the independent media space, pro-Trump, anti-establishment, who have been doing ad reads for prescription medications. That is heavily regulated by the FDA. And the first thing Dr. Malone said to me was, I saw this too. I don't understand. Why isn't the FDA going after them right now? I mean, this is heavily regulated. You can't just advertise prescription drugs. In some instances, it's illegal. I said finance as well. There are a lot of people that are doing ad reads for financial services, not realizing there are federal requirements as to what you're supposed to do if you are selling an ad or doing a read. And so the question then was, why aren't these agencies or anybody doing anything about it? Here's what I think. Here's what I said to him. I don't think the federal regulators under Donald Trump are going to start banning conservative and anti-establishment podcasters.
Not now.
No, YouTube will, though. YouTube is going to start nuking some massive channels with 5+ million subscribers who have been doing this. And big shows are going to get caught off guard right before the midterms or right before 2028. It's going to be sporadic. It won't be all at once. It won't be a mass wave because they're not stupid. It's going to be a decently sized podcast will get a strike. And YouTube's going to say, well, you were running ads for pharmaceuticals. That's actually against the rules, against the law. There have been several instances where sales reps have come to me and said, what do you think about this product? And I go, Kellen, look up the rules, look up the law. He comes back and says, that product's banned. I say, thank you, but no thank you. And they go, they respond to me, here's a list of everyone who's already done it. Yep. Every time I say, look, we have standards and practices here to a limited degree. Like we have lawyers, we have legal teams. We check the laws on these things. And we have a team that goes through what is and is not allowed to be advertised on whichever platform. YouTube has 2 sets of rules for this, AdWords and YouTube. And every time the company says, here's a list of prominent YouTubers who have already done the ad read. And I responded to them, that's great that other people are breaking the law and going to get themselves banned, but that doesn't mean we'll do it. And they say, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. I say, sure am. So then the question is, why hasn't any of these platforms banned these people just yet? Now is not the time. You ban a big creator right now, what do you accomplish? However, within a couple months of an election, you ban a prominent Trump supporter like they did with Alex Jones, and those people back then, you're going to start having a visible dent put into the Republican machine, be it the midterms or 2028, whoever may be end up running. Yeah. I think we're going to see sporadic bans, and the narrative will then emerge. So-and-so got banned from YouTube, big channel with 3 million subscribers, a huge show. And then they're going to be on X being like, this is unfair. And then YouTube's going to come out and say, here's a list of 17 times they did an ad for a prescription drug in violation of federal law. And we only were just made aware of it. This is not political. They were selling drugs. And they are doing it. There are prominent podcasters selling drugs right now. I would say many of them illegally. And again,
you hit nail on the head. That's exactly what's going to happen. I've been saying on my podcast, the Griff Report, I said, yo, listen, the Democrat recovery program is built into the right wing.
Yep.
The mistakes of the right, you know how politics go. Nobody really talks about their platform. They just go, hey, look at what that guy did wrong. So that's what they're going to do. They're going to wait, let all the Republicans make all these mistakes. We're going to be talking about one of the mistakes later in the show. But the other thing is the Democrats actually don't even have to have a platform. They're going to sit back and let the Republicans create their platform. Because, for example, when you go look back in the day, they had something called an anti-Mason party. An anti-Mason party was starting to galvanize votes. Then they brought a candidate in. That candidate picked up the anti-Mason talking points. Anti-Mason party goes away. So all the Democrats have to do is sit back and wait, see what people care about, see what Republican talking points they got, and then compete on those same talking points. And you're going to see a more center Democrat party than you've seen in a while.
So on top of that, as you already mentioned, Hotep, they've got the moderation happening. Gavin Newsom agreeing with Charlie Kirk on core anti-wokeness, anti-gender ideologies.
Yeah,
it has begun. Switch. Then what we're going to see is the mass investment into podcasts like this. One of the things I mentioned to Del and Dr. Malone was Rachel, and I said this on the show, Rachel Maddow getting $25 million a year is money flushed down the toilet. You give $5 million, it is. Nobody watches her show. It's no disrespect, but her audience is predominantly 70
Some
plus.
disrespect.
Some, but I mean no disrespect to the elderly. But you take 5 million. You choose any one of the top liberal podcasters. You say, here are the talking points. Gender ideology is out. We don't want none of that. We're for the working class. We're moderating. Here's your talking points. Here's $5 million. And here's $20 million in Google and Billboard and TV ads. You will now be the biggest podcast in the world so long as you stay within these confines. You know these people are going to say yes. At the same time, tons of prominent independent podcasters are going to start going popping across the board, channels getting shut down, and it's never going to be political. They're going to come out and they're going to say, we have no choice but to shut this channel down because they were doing financial ads without proper financial disclosures required by law. And they did it 53 times over the course of 4 or 5 years. So I think we'll see a series of things. For one, how we've seen censorship occur on Twitter before it was X and on YouTube is if you're a small to mid channel, you get nuked instantly without warning.
Right.
If you're a bigger channel, they'll give you a warning, take down 17 of your videos, and then say, well, you broke the rules, and try and push you to the brink where they can make the ban not be a big splash. I think we're going to see big channels get banned. I think it's going to be, first, it's going to be as simple as we issued a strike on this channel and a 2-week suspension of live streaming and uploading because they sold drugs. We are not banning them, but this is illegal. And it's going to be right in the midterm period. You do that 100 times to some of the top podcasts, and you have put a dent in the narrative machine for the right. You don't need to ban them outright. You need to create enough negative pressure so that more people get the liberal podcast and the moderated view, and less people get the right anti-establishment podcasts.
Boom, nailed it.
Do you think that this is him, Gavin Newsom, gearing up for 2028?
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
People are going to forget people have such short attention spans, and he's likable enough to the politically uninitiated that all of the things that have gone wrong in California just won't register with a lot of people.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.